I'll never forget when I first heard about this water, I was all kinds of arms crossed and eyes rolling. I was hearing none of it. You know why? Because I knew something, or I thought I knew something. I knew a little something about health because I had something called cancer 20 years ago. And I had cured myself naturopathically, herbs and diet and enemas and lots of fun cleanses and complete lifestyle change. Had to get completely radical about how I viewed life. And I got through it. It took me about a year. And then I got cocky. And it came back 10 years later. So had to do the same thing again. So when the water found me, I did not have cancer. I like to be really clear about this because some of you are going to leave here going, oh my gosh, Mikki Meisner, she got through her cancer with Kangen water. Nope, didn't happen. I was raw vegan, very healthy, on the straight and narrow health path, not hearing anything else because I thought I knew everything. So when I saw the changes in this person, I decided that I might as well try it, right? It's water. And so I started drinking this crazy water. Oh my God, I had more energy than I knew what to do with, and I have a lot of energy as it is. I was in the martial arts, I'm over 40, and I just figured you hurt, it's part of the game, right? Somebody throws you on the ground 40 times a night, you hurt. All of a sudden, it didn't hurt anymore. I thought I was invincible. I'm like, oh my gosh, this water is awesome. So now I'm doing more workouts, I have more energy than I know what to do with, and I'm showing up at work at 4 o'clock in the morning, and the girls are going, what's different about you? What diet is she? Say, I work part-time at Macy's. And yeah, okay. And it's funny because I had breakfast with the same 13 girls every day, and I was the weirdo with the grapefruit, right? I was the health nut. And they were always on the same diet, you know. This week it's Weight Watchers. This week it's MetaFast. And they're all trying to, you know, they lose it, they gain it. And there's me, you know, with my grapefruit. And they're like, what's different about you? I'm like, oh my gosh, I tried this water. You got to try it. It's the coolest thing in the world. Double meaning with that. Or okay, let's say I had an agenda. One, they were going to pay my gas because I was driving 70-mile round trip to get this water. I liked it so much. I was willing to drive 70 miles round trip to get this water. It was amazing. I had so much energy. And these girls are like, okay, let's go get this water. It just may help you lose weight. You have more energy? Let's go. So B, they paid for my gas. And also, I used my friends as guinea pigs. So those of you who own machines in here know that it's super fun to use your friends as guinea pigs. They're like, will this help with my fill in the blank? So all of my friends had this wonderful health response. And I'm not going to say that it healed their ABCDFG or it cured their XYZ. The water does not heal or cure anything. It just helps with everything. So I'm smart enough to know that my body is like a battery and that it runs on water. And I made a decision that I was going to purchase this machine. I didn't know how I was going to pay for it. I had no idea what was in store for me. I just knew I had to have one. I could feel it in my bones that this was something that God had me do. Is that okay if I bring God into the picture? Everybody okay with that? Okay. This was put before me to do. And I am so honored to share this with my friends and my family because everyone that I've shared it with has had this major impact. And I am in it for the impact. It's not just water. It's an experience. It's a whole life experience. And the whole thing about change your water, change your life that I thought was the dumbest thing I had ever heard of before when I first heard that. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I think it's the biggest understatement I've ever heard. The 3 characteristics that the machine puts into the water are all done with energy. They are antioxidant, alkalized, and restructured. Notice I said alkalized and not alkaline. I'm going to hammer on that a little bit today. So again, we don't put anything into the water except for energy. The water goes through one hose and comes out 2. In the middle, it filters it, it separates it, and energizes it. That's it. It's not magic. Would anybody argue with me if I said that you are only as healthy as your cells? No? Where's Dr. Filter? Hi. He's going to keep me in line. I'm like, what? Dr. Filter's coming? Okay, I got to mind my P's and Q's. You know, I got in trouble for talking my whole life. Can you believe that? So you are only as healthy as your cells. We can all agree on that. Antioxidants are your first line of defense. Okay? Antioxidants reverse aging and disease. But I can't talk about antioxidants unless I talk about free radicals. Because what do antioxidants do? They neutralize free radicals. So a free radical is something, it's missing an electron. Where is it? There it is. A free radical is missing an electron. And an antioxidant has extra electrons to donate to free radicals. Okay? So they're little thieves, creepy little brats. Every day, each cell is bombarded something like 10,000 times per day. That's a lot of action. So our cells are bombarded and they're under duress constantly, all day, all day, all day. And what happens is it ages you. It steals the energy from you. So as a visual, if you cut an apple or a banana or an avocado in half and you leave it on the counter, what happens? It turns brown and yucky. It's because free radicals are stealing the energy from the apple. Same thing happens to your face, or mine, but also to the cells in your body. So each 10-ounce glass of Kangen water has something to the tune of 10 to the 21st power of antioxidants. That's a lot of antioxidants. Those antioxidants neutralize the free radicals. They come in, they give it their extra energy, and what happens is your cells, when they're bombarded by free radicals all day, the outer membrane of the cell gets thick. Water, which carries oxygen and nutrients into the cells and gets the waste out, cannot get through as easily when it's being attacked all day by free radicals. So the very thing that cell needs, it's repelling. Antioxidants neutralize the free radicals and help water get oxygen and nutrients into the cells more efficiently and help get the waste out. Because something really interesting happens with your cells. Your body is designed to heal itself, right? That's why you get a cut, you get a scab, you get a scar, it goes away. Your body is designed to heal itself of virtually anything, so the story goes. So your cell reproduces. And if you've got a cell that's sick and acidic and dehydrated because the water can't get in or out, then you're reproducing sick, acidic, dehydrated cells. That's degeneration. Degeneration is the reproduction of sick, acidic, oxygen-deprived, nutrient-deficient, dehydrated cells. So, sicker and sicker and sicker. So we bring in the antioxidants. They slow down the aging process. This was an accidental experiment that I did. I did the demo, threw it all in the trunk of my car. I have 3 boys. I'm on the go all the time. And 2 weeks later, I went, ew. But I was super glad to have this little antioxidant. I took a picture of it. I actually left it sit on the counter for a couple of more weeks. These ones were slime. These were soaked in tap water. These were soaked in high alkaline antioxidant water. Which ones would you rather eat? Right? Ew. So again, antioxidants are there because of an electrical charge, not because we added anything to the water. Well, we did. We added energy. Do you guys love those drug commercials? Don't you? It's like they're awesome. You know, here's a guy and he's climbing a mountain and he's paddle boarding and you're like, wow, I wish I had herpes, because that guy is like, what a great life, you know? Like, may cause rectal bleeding and heart failure, but your sinuses are clear. I had this friend, he goes to the doctor, right? And the doctor's like, wow, and he's doing all these tests. And so he goes out of the room and he comes back and he's got this big basket of pills. And he goes, the guy's name is George. Let's call him George. So George goes, wow, doctor, that's a lot of pills. What's up? Doc says, all right, here's the thing. I want you to take these 2 blue pills first thing in the morning with 2 big glasses of water. And then at 10 o'clock, I want you to take these yellow pills with 2 more big glasses of water. And then at lunchtime, I want you to take this red pill with a big glass of water. And then at about 3 o'clock, I want you to take these purple pills with 2 more big glasses of water. And then at dinner time, I want you to take this orange pill with 3 big glasses of water. And George is like, wow, Doc, that's a lot of pills. What's my diagnosis? So antioxidants are something that can be measured. And like Lori was saying, there are waters in the world that this water has been designed to replicate. There are waters in the world that have these properties, and some of them actually have antioxidant properties. So I'm going to start over here. And what I've done is I've just poured some of our more commonly drank beverages, and we're going to test them with my little magic meter here. It's a little geeky instrument called an ORP meter. And ORP stands for oxidation reduction potential. I did it. Are you a skeptic? Do you own a machine?
Yes, I do.
You do. Who over here doesn't own a machine? Would you sit in the front row and and let me pick on you? Okay, so what's that number say?
It's bouncing.
Good.
9, 42, 57, 90, 1002.
Okay. So it's actually measuring the free radicals in the room. Or me. How's it doing now? Oh, great. Okay, so I'm going to measure the Sprite first, and this represents any kind of soda. Everybody knows that this stuff isn't good for you, right? We know it's not good for you, right? Right. The problem is a lot of us don't know how bad it is. So what is the number on this?
550.
550. Is there a little negative sign by it? Do you need some glasses there, Missy? Do you want me to hold it over? No. Okay, so it's a positive 500 and something. Okay, so if it doesn't have a negative sign, then it's a positive. Okay, so let's go to the Gatorade. I love seeing the soccer moms with their carts full of this stuff, and I'm like, oh, honey, we got to talk. What does this one say?
531.
531, not much better than the soda. Here's our smart water.
It's still going down.
Come on, read the number.
430.
Okay, we're down in the 400s. Now, this is a millivolt meter, so it's going to hop around a lot. It's not going to settle. Yeah.
410.
410. Positive?
Yes.
Okay, this is our Aquafina and Dasani. These are the Coke and Pepsi of the water world.
426.
Dasani, whatever it's called.
Positive.
Okay, here's Essentia.
That went down to 250.
250. Is it a positive or a negative?
Positive.
Really? Seriously? Because this says right on it, ionized alkaline water, electrolytes, whatever that says for taste. Okay, they added baking soda to it so that it would be, yeah. And it did, it's obviously a little better in the ORP than the Dasani. I went to the bathroom and got the tap water. Don't put that in your mouth.
350.
350, positive 350. So here's the star of the show, my favorite, Kangen Water, 9.5.
Oh. Negative 700.
Negative 7. So we went from, right? That's a lot of antioxidants, folks. This is a lot of free radicals over here. So we went from the tap water that was positive what?
It's still rising. Positive 250.
Okay, to a negative. That's a big jump.
Negative, 700.
That's a big jump. That's a lot of antioxidants. Basically, you're born alkaline and you die acidic. What happens in the middle? Stuff, life, stress, chemicals, processed foods. Does everybody know what EMFs are? Electromagnetic frequencies. That's all, folks. You know that your cell phone's toxic, right? And your computers are horrible and everything's killing us from every angle. We're all going to die eventually, right? None of us are getting out of this alive. But the in-between time, we can maybe, upgrade the quality of that, because a lot of people are walking around sick and tired and they don't even know how sick and tired they are. That was really significant to me when I first started this water. I thought it was healthy. I thought it was energetic. And then I drank this water. Wow. So in between, we get acidic because we're surrounded by pollution and we're drinking crappy water. And does anybody in here not have a cell phone? You hear the crickets? There's crickets. Everybody has a cell phone. My 10-year-old has an iPhone. Okay, and lots of stress. Does anybody in here not have stress in their life? More crickets? Love this guy. Most of what we eat and drink are acidic. They fall down here on the bottom half of this pH chart. So unless you're eating an 80% raw vegan lifestyle like I was when the water came into my world, you're acidic. All the good stuff's down here, by the way. Peanut butter and chocolate, I'm not giving that stuff up again, ever. I'm just saying. Coffee, down here in the acid, you know what I'm saying. So most of what we eat and drink creates acid waste inside our body. Okay, and if we're dehydrated and surrounded by all of this stuff, then the water can't get into our cells and take out that waste. And the acid sits in our cells. Here's where I was when I had cancer. I was working really, really hard to get my body alkaline. I knew I needed to get my body alkaline. And the only way I knew how was juicing wheatgrass. You got to do it by, this is a hand crank, by the way. Have you ever had wheatgrass? It's like licking a lawnmower. It's like not good stuff. Like, okay. Okay, I can do that. I know, right? Okay, so there's been a lot of misunderstanding about what the good doctor actually said. I was listening to Dr. Filzer earlier. He says Dr. Otto Warburg has won several Nobel Prizes, and he's well known for what he learned about cancer. We have known the cause of cancer since about 1931. Cancer thrives in an oxygen-deprived, acidic environment. There's two parts to that equation, oxygen-deprived and acidic. It's not just cancer, though. It's all disease. It's basic. Cancer is just like, you know, the big name for the same old free radical damage that are ripping the energy out of and killing, you know. Same thing, free radical damage, which causes dehydration, which causes all kinds of things. All forms of cancer are characterized by two basic conditions, he says, acidosis and hypoxia, lack of oxygen. So how do you know if you're acidic? You have something called a symptom. You're tired, you have pain, you have a diagnosis of any kind. That's how you know you're acidic. So acid foods are basically the norm. Acid foods are anything that's cooked or anything that isn't a raw vegetable or fruit. Acid drinks, your body is about 75% water. So you know how they say you are what you eat? That's the whole thing where I was raw vegan when I had cancer, that whole thing. You are what you eat, right? That's what everybody, the doctors, you are what you drink. If your body is 75% water, then what you drink has a far bigger impact on your body than the solids that you're putting in. Is still important. I'm not going to say it's not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this phenol red, these pH drops, and I'm going to drop it into these beverages just so you can see how acidic or alkaline they are. So here's the Sprite. Wow. So this is about, I don't know, 2.5, 3. Here's the thing about, sorry about that. Here's the thing about the pH scale. It's something called logarithmic. So your blood has to stay somewhere around 7.36 to 7.46. Dr. Filzer once told me that if your blood goes down to 7.0 or below, you die. You die. Wait a minute. If my blood has to be alkaline and I'm drinking rocket fuel, what has to happen in my body so that this doesn't kill me? So your body is going to pull bicarbonate minerals from your bones and teeth and tissue in order to neutralize this so that in our stupidity, we don't kill ourselves because it tastes good, right? Yay, taste buds. So here's our Gatorade. I like this one because it's clear. Used to drink Gatorade. I did too. Well, because it's good for you. It's full of, what are those things again, electrolytes? But wait a minute, if it's acidic and I'm putting this in my body, then my body has to neutralize it, then it's pulling out the calcium, magnesium, potassium, sodium. Wait, aren't those your electrolytes? So it's actually doing the very opposite of, it smells really chemically. I used to think that was good. So here's our Smart Water. How smart's that looking to you now? It's not, anyway, who knew that water could be acidic? This was really an eye-opener to me. When I bought my machine, I lived out in the country. Like, I could see one neighbor from up on the mountain. He made his own moonshine. And I had a 420-foot well, and I had no idea that water could be acidic. I had really good water. I still bought a water doohickey. So this is about 4. Here's our Essentia, our alkaline ionized. Oh, it's alkaline. Did you know that I can take radiated water and put baking soda in it and make it purple? So here's our tap water. You knew you were getting wet in the front row, right? So this is somewhat neutral, somewhat alkaline. And what was the ORP on this? Do you remember? 250. Positive 250? Okay, just checking. You guys didn't know there was going to be a test, right? So here's this is my favorite color, purple. 9.5 alkaline water with a negative ORP, antioxidant of negative
700.
Okay, big difference, eh? You know, and let's just say I do miss my soda. Okay, I don't. Yes, I do. I have moments. You know, you're having a pizza and you're like, oh, root beer would be so good right about now. So let's just pretend that this is your body and I'm just going to have a little bit of root beer. I just ruined it. Right? So things that you do can undo the good that you've done with Kangen water. That's my favorite thing right there. pH is really important, but here's something I want to stop calling it alkaline water. Why? Because it's so much more. It's so much more. Again, I can go to the grocery store. There's a lot of alkaline waters on the shelf now, aren't there? Have you guys noticed that? Why?
We've been calling it alkaline water.
Notice they're calling it 9.5. Where'd they get that idea? And it even says ionized alkaline water. Doesn't say restructured. You know how much this stuff is? It's about $2 a bottle. So if I drank a gallon of this water a day, it would be like, I don't know, $150,000 over 15 years. Are you kidding me? I'll never forget when I bought my machine. This cute little gal at work, every day she'd be plugging her quarters into that vending machine, buying her Diet Pepsi. And she looks at me and she goes, I can't believe you spent $4,000 on that ridiculous water machine. Never mind. But I want to stop calling it alkaline water because it's so much more. This is alkalized, restructured, ionized, antioxidant water. Alkaline water, get some baking soda. Your body won't be able to absorb it, and it certainly isn't going to have the magic that this one does. But if it were that easy, nobody would be sick. You know what the cancer statistic rate is right about now? Does anybody know? 1 in 2, 2 out of 3, something horrific. And here's the thing, a lot of us are walking around thinking we're healthy. Has this ever happened to any of you like veteran distributors? You give a water presentation and somebody comes up to you afterwards and says, that's great, Mikki. Okay, maybe your name isn't Mikki, but I'm really healthy. And 2 years later they come back and now they have missing breasts, they have a diagnosis. I wish I had listened to you. I hear this fairly often. If it were so easy to get your body alkaline by drinking alkaline water, nobody would have cancer. Nobody would be sick. It's just not that easy because the picture is much bigger. The answer is much more complicated. Actually, it's kind of simple. It's so simple, it's profound. But it's all about getting the water into the cell and getting the waste out. You're not going to achieve that with baking soda. Super sorry, but without the antioxidants, the pH means nothing. Okay? It's all about the health of the cell. So we've got alkalized, we've got antioxidant, and now we're going to go in and we're going to blow the place up. We're going to restructure the water. I'm going to take fat water molecules and I'm going to mess them all up and they're going to come back small. We're going to energize the water. Why is that important? Because your body's basically a big old battery. Does that make sense? What does water do? It transports energy. It transports oxygen. It transports nutrients. It transports waste. And when that water is energized, it does it more efficiently. And that efficiency is the magic. See, it's really not magic. It's science. Science is magic explained, right? Was it Dan? I heard him call this magic. It does seem magic when you've been in pain for 20 years and you drink this water and something magical happens. But really, it's just science, because your body, everything is energy, really. And when you're storing water in plastic, can we talk about the plastic for a second? You know what this thing is made out of? Oil! It's absolute crap. And it's also full of dioxins and biphenyls, however you use BPAs, and what's that other one? Yeah. Water is a solvent and a scavenger. And when you store it in a plastic bottle, it will absorb the toxins and chemicals from that bottle and deposit them into your body. Is that where you want them? No. Do you want them in the environment? No. So stop being part of the problem and start being part of the solution, and stop buying plastic bottles, please. Our planet is dying. We're choking it. And we don't even have to. We're not even having any fun doing it. Like, you see people drinking the bottled waters, and they're riding bikes, and they're, everything is wonderful but they don't show you, the great garbage swirl in every ocean that's 90 feet deep. 72, 70, 75% water. Different parts of your body have a different percentage of, your brain is 85% water, for instance, or some of us. Remember, you're born alkaline and you die acidic. You're born hydrated and you die dehydrated. What's the difference between a grape and a raisin? Water, right? So it's all about getting the water into your cells. The problem is only water can hydrate. And a lot of people are drinking everything but, right? And then they take all this plastic and they put it and stop mucking up my planet. Anyway, it's all about your cells. And if your cells are dehydrated, they don't work properly. So they stick together in something called rouleau, and you get your blood hydrated, and now it can move. Kangen water is all about hydration. It's all about energy. It's all about getting your body working efficiently. So let's pretend that your bloodstream is a stream, and it's July. And you walk up to the stream, and it's barely moving. And you take a couple of sticks, and you throw them in there. What happens? Logjam. Let's go back in November. We're Northwesterns. We know what happens in November. Those streams are, they're going, right? I'm going to take some sticks and I'm going to throw them in that stream. And what's going to happen? Gone. Same with disease in your body. When you're hydrated, gone. Same with cholesterol, same with, negativity. If your body is working efficiently, it gets the waste out. And it's all about waste out and good stuff in. And that's one of the things that makes this water so magical, is because it hydrates more efficiently. So the three properties of Kangen water have to work together in order for the magic to happen. So let's pretend that this is our cell. Free radicals are attacking the cell. Antioxidants come in and they neutralize the free radicals. Now my cell can relax and do its job. It can absorb oxygen and nutrients more efficiently, and it can get rid of the waste more efficiently. I've broken down the water molecules. What do I mean by that? There's so much power and energy in this machine that it actually fractionates the molecules. So instead of having 15, 20, up to 40 molecules per cluster, I now have 5 or 6. We call it hexagonal water. That water can more efficiently get into your cells, absorbing, carrying oxygen and nutrients, and getting waste out. I know I've said that a whole bunch of times. It's really important because, your body runs on water. So smaller water molecules travel more efficiently in your body and help your body work more efficiently. Fat water in, skinny water out. Does anybody need more science than that? Call Lori. Me, how does it work? It works great. I have no idea how my cell phone works either. I don't care. I just know that when I drink Kangen water, my body heals itself better. When I share it with my friends, their pain goes away. Their disease, well, it doesn't heal or cure anything. It just helps everything, being how your body runs on water and all. But I'd rather be drinking skinny water. Anybody else? Heck yeah. So works way more efficiently than any other water, and that's why we have more energy. That's why we feel better. That's why disease goes, I don't know, somewhere else. This guy, Dr. Hiromi Shinya, is one of the doctors that developed the colonoscopy. He's also, as I understand it, on the board of the company that makes this machine, Kangen Water. He uses it with his clients because he knows this is what happens when they, I'm sorry, it's a colon picture. I hope you guys all ate already. I know, right? Why do they do this in these things? Anyway, this poor lady had breast cancer and obviously was full of it, right? 3 months later, after drinking the water, I bet she feels better. She's also cancer-free. So anybody that knows anything about health will tell you that health starts in the colon. Unless you're over on this side, and then death starts in the colon. Because that's the lunch wagon for the bad guys. That's where you start to, I don't know about you guys, but when you're camping and you can't go, you're grumpy, right? People call this happy water because it gets the garbage out, among other things. I'm just saying. Anybody who shared a lot of water that I've shared, we're having the poopy talk, okay? It gets the garbage out. It's a good thing. It's okay. So people always ask me, well, what are the side effects? Back to the drug commercials. Side effects, for me, not allowed to talk about anybody else's story, but for me, I had better energy. I had better digestion. I slept better. I had more energy. God help us. Clearer thinking. That's a really good thing. Softer skin. I don't miss my allergies at all. Reduced joint pain. Faster recovery after workout. I was in the martial arts and I brought my 16-year-old with me. I highly recommend that. Anything like sparring with your teenager. Increased traffic in my kitchen. That was awesome. It's the hangout place. Everybody wants to come get water. Oh, as a byproduct, more income. I didn't come into this looking for a business. As a matter of fact, I literally did this. Wanted nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with the business. I'd spent a little bit of money in some MLM thing to realize that I am not a network marketer. I was like, no, 3 people said no, and I can't, no. But the thing about the water is that it works. Like everybody I shared the water with was like, wow, this stuff is amazing. How do I get one? And it was just a lot of fun. So it's not just about the drinking waters. This machine makes 7 different waters, and I don't know, maybe 5 of them would just about blow your mind. So far, I've just been talking about these 3. I'll be quick on the other ones. I love this cord here. It's great. So the clean water, it's not that exciting. It's just filtered. I use it for some things. I don't know what. The 6.0 to 5.5 beauty water is pH balanced for your hair and skin. I had these very cool bottles made that explain the uses of the waters. This one is called beauty water. It's also great for windows. Sometimes I'm talking about the water and I hear all the different uses for it, and you're like, wait, what? I can use it on my face and my toilet? That's incredible. What else can this thing do? Well, it tones your skin, it balances your pH, and it does so much more. So much more. It was a time release joke for some people. Remember the water goes in one hose and comes out 2? One of the waters that this machine makes is 2.5 strong acidic water. And that water is so acidic, it will kill E. coli, streptococcus, meningitis, AIDS, a bunch of stuff I can't pronounce at all. Salmonella, AIDS virus. I hear a lot of whispering. It's wonderful, wonderful to have a water that disinfects. This morning, before this meeting, I went into the laboratory, and oh my goodness, it smelled like horrible chemicals. The guy was chemicals. Yeah, the janitor was in there cleaning, and literally he's like doing this, he's rubbing his eyes, poor guy. It doesn't have to be that way. We have a water that will literally replace every chemical in your house. Guess what? That's going to save you a lot of money. It's also going to save a lot more than that, because the American household is one of the most toxic places in the world. The chemicals that we use to clean with, nobody's done any research to see how they interact with each other. So a lot of times people are having allergies and symptoms and asthma attacks. A little experience with that. And it might not be the pollen. It might be whatever they cleaned with, right? So again, these bottles are available in the back of the room here. They explain some of the different uses of the water. After 7.5 years of doing this, I still find new uses for this water. You can disinfect your chicken carcass and your cutting board when you're done. Oh, and it's a mouthwash. It's just amazing stuff. It's completely non-toxic, so I use it for virtually everything. And when I don't use the 2.5 for, I use the 11.5 for. Oh, this is Wally. Wally had eczema. This is, I believe it was MRSA. And this is mange on a dog. What I love about the dog picture, dogs don't understand the whole placebo thing. Does anybody have, oh yeah, that's a placebo. The placebo effect, you know what that is, right? It's when they give a sugar pill and they give a real pill and they see which one works better, and often the sugar pill works better than the whatever drug, right? And it's because the human mind is your first line of defense in disease. Your belief system, I like to call it your BS system. It's the most powerful healing tool that you possibly have. When I had cancer, that was my area of attack. That was, working on my BS system. But dogs don't understand that. So when you use this water with pets, they don't get better because they want to please you. Of course they want to please you. They get better because the water works. So 11.5, many, many, many uses. This stuff emulsifies oil. So you want to know why I had those tomatoes? Because it's one of my favorite uses of the water is to take the pesticides and herbicides, let's see how much of this I can spill, off your produce, right? And I buy organic. Does everybody in here buy organic? Please buy organic. Please vote to keep the pesticides from being forced on us. Let's not go there right now. Because it's kind of a big deal to not put chemicals on your food and in your soil. When you fertilize with chemicals as opposed to fertilizing with, cow poop and decomposed vegetables, it's sort of like eating a Snickers bar as opposed to eating a full course meal. There's just more nutrients in there. So organic food is really important. But you can't always buy organic food, right? Sometimes it's just not available. And so when we can, we buy organically grown food. I love that it says organically grown. What happened to it after they picked it? We don't know. So they're probably and most likely spraying organic food with stuff to keep them nasty critters off of it. So what am I doing? I'm pouring 11.5 strong alkaline water on these tomatoes, and I'm going to pour some whatever water. Are you laughing at me?
No, I'm laughing at what's going to do.
Okay, so I'm going to pour regular water on these other tomatoes. I'll let them sit here. Sometimes, stop laughing at me. Sometimes it's a very significant difference when we pour off the water and you can really see what came off those produce. And sometimes you can't. But a lot of times people can taste the difference. So if I have some volunteers over here, I'd like you to do a taste test for them. Have you all had breakfast yet? Are tomatoes okay for breakfast? You didn't know I was going to feed you, did you? So some of the other uses of 11.5 are it emulsifies oil. So it actually works great in your laundry. It works great taking stains out of carpet. It works great for, again, taking pesticides off your fruits and vegetables. And oh wait, you can soak your feet in it. Sometimes, I always wanted to say, but wait, there's more, because this water has so many uses, it's hard to get your head around all of them. So if you sprain your ankle and need a strong amount of antioxidants, you can soak your foot in 11.5 because it's so restructured, microclustered, full of antioxidants, it will help with the inflammation. It's also great for bug bites and sunburns, and I'm trying not to tell stories. They told me I wasn't allowed to tell stories. I could literally tell stories about what happened when people drank this water all day long. This is my favorite use of Kangen water. Well, it's not my favorite. It's my favorite use for the 11.5 because I literally do this with just about everything that we eat and drink. And it not only, as you saw in the tomato pictures, allows your produce to last longer because of the antioxidants that are being absorbed into the food, but it makes them taste better. She agrees. What's your name?
Sister.
Sister agrees with me. So here's our quote-unquote regular water tomatoes. Okay, and here is our tomatoes soaked in 11.5, strong Kangen water. Can you guys see the difference? What's in that? Right? I have no idea, but I'm not drinking it. You want to? No? Do you want this one? No? Are you a water snob? Just nod your head this way. Better hope you're a water snob. Water snob. You know, I used to be a food snob. Now I'm just... Okay, so, volunteer, you like tomatoes?
Which one is it?
If you take one, you have to take the other. Now, you have machines. I want to do this. Would you like to try it? Just go ahead and pass that. And I just want to know, none of your business. I'm not going to give it away. Eat your tomatoes. So those tomatoes, yes, were soaked in 11.5. And I just want to know if you can tell the difference when you, some people can, some people can't. Don't spit them out at me. I've actually had that happen. Yeah, no. Okay, she's got to wait. Cleanse your palate. While you do that, no. Okay, Patricia says, I'm not eating that again. When I first started looking at this, I've been drinking the water for about, 5 weeks or so, and I get online and there's a dude with a gas mask, and he's like, okay, kids, we're going to make some Kangen water here. There's this toxic chemical. Has anybody ever seen that website where they talk about the toxic chemical in Kangen water? I want to clear the slate with that because back then, we didn't have PowerPoints and stuff like this. There is a saline solution that goes into the side of the machine that is only utilized to make the 2.5 at 11.5. It's basically salt and water. Okay, it needs more ions to boost the pH to that high and low. So Enagic's response to needing more ions was to add more minerals in the form of salt. You can go to enagic.com and read thesciencelab.com and find out exactly what's in that horrible toxic chemical. Salt and water. It's really scientifical, okay? The average American household spends something like $600 a year on cleaners. This is really exciting to me because I don't spend any. Literally, my entire household is clean with 2.5, 11.5, and 6.0. After 15 years, I bought 2 machines. How exciting is that? So we had these very cool little spray bottles made because my phone was always ringing and people were like, which water do I use for? So they have all the uses on there. They're actually on Amazon right now, but there's some in the back of the room too. So how much would you pay for better health? I had a guy, he's, it's less than $1 a day. It's less than $1 a day for better health for you, better health for your loved ones, unlimited amounts of cleaning supplies, unlimited amounts of disinfectant, cleaner food, greener lifestyle, huge tax savings. Oh my goodness, can we talk about that? We'll talk about that later. And it's an unlimited income potential. I got my hands on this and I was not putting it down. Every single one of my friends had a fantastic health response and I couldn't not help them. I became obsessed with helping people. Does it work for this? I don't know, let's try it. Does it work for that? Oh, let's try it. Please, be my next miracle. Be my next guinea pig. Because everyone I shared the water with had an amazing water story. And you know what? When you have friends that have been in pain their whole life and all of a sudden are walking across America, my best friend is actually doing that. She had plantar fasciitis, so that's kind of a miracle story. You can't not tell people. I felt like a responsibility was placed on my shoulders that I had to go out and tell the world about this water. What we have is one of the most amazing pieces of technology on the planet today. And what you have in your hands, if you have a machine, is potential. Incredible potential. Because knowledge is power, right? No. Knowledge is potential power. So if you've got a machine and you're not out there sharing water, shame on you. Get out there and help people.